At the time of her launch, we believe the Q7000 will be the reference subsea well intervention vessel in the world. She was built with three primary missions in mind. Firstly, safety. With the walk-to-work system that we have, compensated rig floor, and the ability to have no lifts across the deck, she'll be one of the safest working environments in the industry.
The Q7000 has been specifically designed for well intervention. All the equipment on board has been designed to help us do the job efficiently and as safely as possible. We're trying to make it so that there's less intervention from the crews. Obviously it keeps them safe, it keeps them out of harm's way, yet it is very efficient.
The second mission is around efficiencies. The integrated tension frame allows us to switch between wireline and coiled tubing operations and back again in hours rather than days.
The beauty with our system, it's field proven. We've been using this ITF system in Brazil on our Helix vessels. And what that allows us to do is have wireline and coiled tubing rigged up in the ITF, offline, tested, ready to go. The ITF gets skidded on a push-pull system, so there's no cranes, no real limiting criteria there. Once that's in the moon pool position, we've got a walk-to-work system. That gives us safe access up our tower and across the ITF. So if there's any maintenance, stripper rubbers need changed, any hoses that need looked at, there's no issues with the guys being able to walk to work.
The third mission was around adaptability. We wanted a vessel that could deal with a tough environment like the west of Shetland and still be able to work in shallow waters down to 85 meters all the way down to deep water 3,000 meters. We also wanted to develop a vessel that was nimble enough to be able to transit quickly between markets, allowing us to get down to West Africa and beyond in other parts of the season.
Q7000 actually has the capability of transiting speed of 10 knots by itself, which is impressive. We utilize K-POS dynamic positioning control system class 3, which allows us to maintain desired position, counteracting the environmental and residual forces acting on the vessel, providing the minimization of fuel consumption and wear and tear on our propulsion system.
The Intervention Riser System, or IRS, is our primary subsea well access package. This system has the advantage of an annular return line, which allows us to do flowback and testing and stimulation. Like all subsea packages, this system has an emergency disconnect, but the specific system on the Q7000 has a high angle disconnect which allows us to work in shallower water depths.
On board the Q7000 we have two Schilling HD ROVs. They're both rated for 3,000 meters seawater. On board here we have a one-of-a-kind system which allows us to operate in fairly extreme weather conditions, usually 5 meter seas, which is over and above the standard 3 meters that we would operate on our other vessels. Usually we would deploy an ROV using an A-frame over the side of a vessel, which can make it fairly unstable in anything above 3 meter sea conditions. With the cursor system we're locked in and use guide wires to deploy us down and force us through the splash zone. Our winches are all heave compensated, which allow the ROV to deploy and recover more safely in these challenging conditions.
The crew of the Q7000 is made up of members of the original capital build team. These are the guys who actually assembled the vessel. They know the vessel inside and out. Secondly, we have experienced crew from our other vessels throughout the world, which bring a wealth of experience from our different markets and operations. Finally, we're a growing company, so there's a lot of new blood being brought in from other areas of the industry. The real opportunity here is when you combine a vessel like the Q7000 with a company like Helix that has always used creative contracting to find the right commercial solutions to suit the operator. The exciting thing about the Q7000 is it really represents the culmination of all of our experience.